Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be planning in my Hobonichi Weeks for the week of the 16th until the 22nd, and we are going to make a very artsy spread using the following materials. So here I have some tracing paper post-it, some grid sticky notes that I also got from Daiso, as well as this brush pen set that I hauled in one of my other videos that I will link down below. Let's go ahead and get started. I printed this out quite a while back and I decided that I wanted to have it in my Hobonichi, but it was way too big. So here I am transferring the drawing. I'm just tracing it onto the transparent or vellum / tracing paper sticky note, and it is transferring very well actually. I'm using my Tombow brush pen, although I have to admit that this paper doesn't take to a lot of other pens, but the Tombow works perfectly. So here I'm just utilizing the space of the vellum to include all 4 of the drawings. Now I'm not very good with drawing anymore because I've not practiced in a while, and I thought that this was a great idea to be able to incorporate some hand-drawn things into your Hobonichi or your planner spread. So here I'm just cutting out the images that we have drawn. And we are all done. So now let's get our Hobonichi back and we will be decorating this page using our brush pens. But before I use these pens, I'm gonna go ahead and layer other elements onto this paper first. So I'm going to tear up this grid sticky note and put it down at the bottom. And they will be my bottom bar deco, at least 1 layer of it. I'm just using this glue tape that I also got from Daiso. And I'll be using that also for the vellum / tracing paper / translucent sticky notes. I also put the remaining grid sticky note near the middle of the page. So now let's get our pens out, but before I use the pens on the Hobonichi paper, I'm just gonna go ahead and trace this image onto a spare vellum that I tested out before I started filming, just so I can figure out the placement of all of the shapes that I wanted to make. There is absolutely very minimal bleed through, and I'm really impressed with this brush pen set. After finishing the shapes on the right side of the page, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the left side. So I'm just copying what I did in the right side onto the left side, that I am bringing the drawing or the shapes up to the middle of the page, but on the side of the left page, this is just gonna create an interesting shape in the middle of my pages. Now let's get started on the top bar. So once again, I'm just creating random shapes using my brush pens and alternating between colors. But the color palette that I have is also very neutral, so it's okay to draw a lot of different shapes. Now that the second layer is done, we can finally place the line art that we have. So here I'm just testing the placements first, and this way I would not be frustrated if I put it in the wrong place, because we have tested out which is the bestest place for each of the line art. But before I stick them down, I'm gonna go ahead and line over the shapes that we have drawn. And this is just like a highlight, a border that's of a darker color to differentiate between the different shapes that we have drawn on here. and it just gives it a little something, and it actually makes the line art appear to be very much a part of the whole, or the whole decoration, if you get that, because if it was just the shapes, I feel like it's gonna stand out too much, but with the border it looks like it's one whole piece. Now it's time to write, and for this week, well, at least next week, I'll be using my Kaweco Sport in mint, and I have the 𝒗𝒊𝒅𝒏 Pearl Noir ink in here. So it's just a black ink. That's my standard go-to black ink, and I actually got that in Sydney when I was there to visit last year. And here's just how I divide my page, and it looks very small actually, and what I mean is the Hobonichi pages look small, but you can actually divide it into so many different parts depending on what you need. And I have some staple things and staple sections in my Hobonichi pages, but some of them I switch out. So for example, the right column is always going to be daily task. Well, it has been for a while, so that the left side of the page will remain my schedule, and I can see that right away. It's not very cluttered because it's just my schedule. So I do have a running task list, and that goes onto the right side of the page, and so on. And here it is done. So this is the final page, and I think it's cute. It's definitely something new that I have never tried before, and I had been raring to try this for a while. If you like this, you can also try it on your own pages, and don't forget to tag me when you do.